Good afternoon, children.
Good afternoon, teacher.
Sit down, please. Let's start our lesson. Glad to see you today. How are you?
We are fine, thank you, and you?
I'm very well, thanks. So today we're having an unusual lesson. We've got so many guests in our classroom. So the subject of our lesson today is from rags to riches. So today at the lesson we are going to talk about a famous person's life, about how her lifestyle has changed since her childhood. We are going to talk about things we must do to be successful in life. So through this context you will learn how to use the structure used to when talking about past habits. Besides, you've got an excellent opportunity to practice your listening, speaking, writing, and reading skills. So, and now, pay attention to the subject of our lesson once again, from rags to riches. So, what does it mean? It means becoming very rich after starting life very poor. So, can you think of the Ukrainian equivalent? Please, any ideas?
Зроду в книзі.
It's rule of князі. Is князі? В князі, yes, so there's a Ukrainian equivalent of this saying, yes, so from rags to riches, quite right. Well, and the motto of our lesson is the famous quote. Look at the screen. Who will read? Yulia, please, be so kind.
Life is like a roller coaster. It has its ups and downs, but it's your choice to scream or enjoy the ride.
Quite right. So, can you translate it into Ukrainian? Try.
Життя як американська горка, в ній є підйоми і падіння, але це твій вибір кричати або насолоджуватись поїздкою.
Або насолоджуватись поїздкою. Yeah. Yes, you're quite right. Well done. So, by the way, what do you think of it? Do you agree with this quote? So, express your opinions on this.
I agree with this quote. A person's life changes.
Louder.
A person's life changes. It can never be all the same.
Yes, you are right. I agree with you, Daniel. Please, Olga.
How do you say залежить від in English?
To depend on.
Everything depends on a person.
Everything depends on the person. Yes, I agree with you, Olga. Thanks. Alina, what can you say?
We must work hard to be successful.
We must work hard. Yeah, you're quite right. So, please, what about you?
If you are poor, it doesn't mean you will never be rich.
Yes, you are right. Thank you for your opinion. Please, what about
If
you?
you are unhappy now, it doesn't mean you will never be happy.
You will never be happy again. So, thank you, boys and girls. Well, at the previous lesson, we practiced the past simple forms of irregular verbs. So, today, I suggest you have fun and play the game, Kill the Fly. So, you're going to play in two groups. Yeah? You're going to kill the flies. So, these verbs are flies. Yes, imagine. And you're going to kill them by making up sentences with the past simple forms of the following verbs. So, but first let's revise. So, take,
Took,
be,
was,
do,
did,
see,
saw,
read,
read,
give,
gave,
have,
had,
learn.
learned.
Well done. So now, you're going to make up sentences with the past simple forms of these verbs and kill flies. Yeah? You get a point for each correct sentence. So, you don't get a point if your sentence is not correct. So, by the way, who will be my assistant? Who will help me? Please, come here. Maxi, be quick. Here you are. So, and now, let's start. So, who will be the first?
It took me an hour to get to school yesterday.
Louder, speak louder. And so, you get a point, your sentence is correct, right. So, please.
I did my homework yesterday.
I did my homework yesterday, so you get a point for this sentence, quite right. Please, what about you?
I had a great time on my holiday.
You had a great time on your
Holidays.
very well, good for you. Have, we have already used have, then take and did, do. Okay, so your turn, please. Your sentence.
I saw a beautiful garden on my way home yesterday.
On my way
Home yesterday.
Very well, good for you, you get a point. I see, so C. You have replied C, please. What about you? Your sentence?
I wrote an interesting book on my last Friday.
Mhm. So, you don't get a point because your sentence is not correct. You don't get a point, please. What about you? Your
My
turn.
parents gave me a nice present on my birthday.
A nice present on my birthday. Great. Yes, so your sentence is correct. Well, your turn, please.
I was in Egypt last summer.
You were in Egypt last summer. Very well, Natasha, thanks. You have already used reply B. Well, we've got 2 left, please. What about you?
I read very interesting books last summer.
Last summer, great. So your sentence is correct. You get a point. And we've got 1 left, please.
Yesterday I learned some verbs on English.
On English.
In English.
So can you repeat the sentence?
Yesterday I learned some words in English.
Yes, you are right. Yes, give me. So how many points have they? So how many flies have they killed? Let's see. 4 flies. And how many flies have you killed?
4.
4. Okay, so you played in draw. Yeah, so both groups were active. Very well. Well done. So take a seat. Thank you, Maxime, for your help. So now, let's move over to talking about your childhood memories. What one loves in childhood stays in the heart forever, you know. So at your home task was to prepare for the presentation of projects about your childhood, about your childhood memories. Well, you worked in groups, and now I would like, so who wants to tell about childhood memories? So Ina, please, come here. And the rest of the pupils should listen to Ina, and then you have to ask your questions, please. Think of the questions you're going to ask, please. Ina, start.
I still remember those days when I was young girl. I lived with my grandparents since I was 2 years old, as my parents were busy at work. My grandparents lived in a big house with 5 rooms in it. I liked helping my granny to plant vegetables there. In my free time, I enjoyed to ride a bicycle with my friend. I never forget those days when I was learning to ride a bicycle. I felt and bruised several times, but I never gave up. As the famous proverb says, childhood is the most beautiful of all life seasons.
Of all life seasons. Well, thanks. Can you repeat the word я падав багато разів?
Gave up.
Ні, я падав багато разів.
I felt and bruised.
I fell several times, yeah? I fell and bruised several times. Well, thank you, Ina. What about your questions, please? Ask questions.
Very happy in your childhood.
Misha.
Yes, I was.
Yes, well, please.
Did you have many friends? Yes, I did.
Thank you, Ina. Thank you. Take your seat. Well, thanks for your project. Well, and any other people's Olga, please come here.
My first recollection of my childhood is the day I toppled down the stairs when I was 3 years old. I was so upset that I cried and cried for nearly an hour in spite of my parents' attempts at comforting me. Finally, I quieted down when I was given ice cream and chocolates. Luckily, I was not hurt. My days were happy once before I started going to school, and I had good neighbors to play with from morning till evening. We played games outdoors, dressed as cowboys and read Indians and wrote about on our bicycles happily. I now realize what a wonderful childhood. I had good neighbors, and I had relieved those days. I wish to relive those days.
I could, yeah? I wish I could relive those days. Repeat.
I wish I could relive those days.
Well, thank you, Olga. So, have you got any questions? Please ask Olga questions.
What is your best childhood memories?
My best childhood memories when I go to kindergarten.
is the day when I went
Went
to
to kindergarten.
kindergarten. Yeah. Well, any other? Nadia.
When and where you born?
When?
I was born 19 June 2003
In 3. Where?
in Krasovsk.
I was born on the 19th of June 2003 in Berezovsky. Can you repeat?
I was born on the
19th
19th
of June
in 2003 in Krasovsk.
Well, thank you all. Take your seat. So, boys and girls, yes, so unfortunately we have no time to continue, and I'll ask the rest of the pupils next lesson because time is limited. And you made me feel nostalgic about my childhood. Thanks for your project. And now, so we are moving on to talking about the structure, used to. So, when do we use the structure used to? It's used when we talk about when we describe past habits and states which don't happen or exist anymore. І так, діти, ми вживаємо структуру used to, коли говоримо про звичайні або звичні дії в минулому. Так, те, що ми зазвичай робили в минулому, так? Але не робимо цього зараз, в теперішньому часі. Well, so pay attention to the examples. Yeah, have a look at the screen. Yeah, let's read the examples. Who will read? Jan, please.
I used to live in a small house when I was younger. Now I live in a spacious flat.
So, can you translate?
Я зазвичай жила в маленькому будинку, коли я була маленька. Зараз я живу в просторій квартирі.
Yeah, quite right. So, you have translated it correctly. Yeah? So, I used to live, я зазвичай жила. Так, я бувало жила в маленькому будинку. So, pay attention to, first of all, so what is the structure used to followed by? So, what do we use after used by? Що ми вживаємо після структури? Infinitive, quite right, leave. And now, pay attention to its negative form. I didn't used to wear glasses. Yeah, so what does it mean? Quite right. And pay attention to its interrogative form, question form. Did you used to have long hair? Repeat after me.
Did you used to have long hair?
So what does it mean, Yulia?
В тебе було довге волосся.
Quite right. So, and now, I want you to listen and repeat some sentences after me. I used to have a pet fish when I was younger.
I used to have a pet fish when I was younger.
I didn't used to have a car when I was young.
I didn't used to have a car when I was young.
Did you used to drive a car when you were young?
Did you used to drive a car when you were young?
Well done, good for you. And now, so let's move over to talking about Sam's life. Sam had an exciting lifestyle 30 years ago, but unfortunately his lifestyle has changed for the worst. We are going to talk about that, and I want you to use the prompts and make up sentences about Sam's life, then and now. Look at the example. How are you going to do this? So, Sam used to wear designer clothes when he was young. Repeat after me.
Sam used to wear designer clothes when he was young.
Well, this is the example on how to talk about his past life, yeah? And now he wears old clothes. Repeat.
Now he wears old clothes.
And now, one by one, please, make up sentences using the prompts on the screen. Well, then let's start with you.
Sam used to drive a sports car when he was young. Now he rides a bicycle.
Now he rides a bicycle. Quite right, Yulia.
Sam used to be married to a model. Now he is divorced.
Now he is divorced. Nadia.
Sam used to live in a large house. Now he lives in a small
Terraced house. Thanks, Nadia. Maxine, please.
Sam used to eat at expensive restaurants when he was young. Now he cooks his own food.
Quite right. So, Sam used to eat. Repeat.
Sam used to eat.
Eat. Well, who will continue? Alina, please.
Sam used to have a lot of friends when he was young. Now he doesn't have many friends.
Very well, good for you. Ina, please.
Sam used to wake up very late when he was young. Now he wakes up very early.
Very early. Good for you. And now, I think you will find it interesting to talk to your partner about his or her, to talk to your partners about their lifestyle, about their life then and now. So I'm going to give you cards. So here you can see the words that you're going to use while asking your partner about his life then and now. Have a look at them. So, work in pairs. Practice the conversation and ask your partner about his or her life, so in the past and in the present. Have a look at the example. How are you going to ask about your partner's past habits? What games did you used to play 10 years ago? Repeat after me.
What games did you used to play 10 years ago?
And look at the example of the question on how to ask about the present habits, your partner's present habits. What games do you usually play now?
What games do you usually play now?
And now start asking each other, okay? Have a talk in pairs. Be quick. Why are you silent? Wear a t-shirt and shorts. Well, thank you. So now I would like to listen to Daniel and Yulia. Please act out the dialogue.
What pets did you have 10 years
Speak
ago?
louder.
I used to have pet fish 10 years ago.
What pets do you have now?
I have 2 cats and a dog now. What clothes did you used to wear 10 years ago?
I used to wear shorts and t-shirts 10 years ago.
And what clothes do you usually wear now?
Now I wear jeans and t-shirt.
Well, thank you very much. Now Alina and Boa, please.
What games did you used to play 10 years ago?
I used to play ball 10 years ago.
What games do you usually play now?
I play football now. What music did you used to listen to 10 years ago?
I used to listen to children's songs 10 years ago.
What music do you usually listen to now?
I usually listen to pop singer.
Pop music, pop songs, Well, thank you very much. Well, and now I suggest you relax. Let's have a rest. You're going to watch watch a video and you're going to, not to watch videos, sorry, you're going to listen to relaxing music, and you have to close your eyes, and think about your happiest moments, think about the happiest moments in your childhood. Think about the most beautiful places you've been to, and think about your caring parents that looked after you when you were very young. So, now, listen, close your eyes, listen, and enjoy. I should stop here now, and so it's been wonderful, hasn't it? Yes, of course. Well, and I wish I could relive those days. Yeah. Well, and now I suggest you watch a video. I suggest you watch a video about a famous person's life, about how her lifestyle changed since her childhood. Let's follow this person's way from rags to riches. But before watching, make sure that you understand the following words and phrases. So, have a look at the screen, listen and repeat words and word combinations. A terraced house. Terrasний будинок. Cramped. Тісний. To make ends meet. Звести кінці з кінцями. To hire. Наймати. Acquire. Core. To persuade. Переконувати. To lead the life. Вести спосіб життя. Privacy. Приватність. Конфіденційність. A promising career. Багатообіцяюча кар'єра. To perform concerts. Давати концерти. To be constantly on a diet. Бути постійно на дієті. In shape. В формі. Well, now let's read them all together once again.
Terraced house, cramped, to make ends meet, to hire, acquire, to persuade, to lead the life, privacy, a promising career, to perform concerts, to be constantly on a diet, in shape.
Well, good figure. And now, you're going to watch the first part of the video, and so while watching, you have to answer the following questions. You get 4 of them. You can see them on the screen. Yeah, let's read them. Who will read? Julia, please.
Who is the film about? What is the person's job? Is she popular? What is she famous for?
Okay, so now watch the first part and find the answer to the following questions. You're changing.
Lisa Slide's songs. Every year, Lisa performs a lot of concerts. She has millions of fans. They all love her and want to see her singing live as often as possible. But Lisa's voice is not the only thing she's famous for. She's beautiful and always looks elegant in her chic designer clothes. It's no secret that she's constantly on a diet. She goes to the gym every day because she wants to keep her body in shape. But life used to be different for Lisa. Lisa and her family used to live in a small terraced house. She used to sing in the college choir. Today, Lisa has a very promising career. How did Lisa's life change? How did she go from rags to riches?
Okay, you just watched the first part of the video. And now, who is the film about? Olga,
Really nice.
the film?
The film is really nice.
About
About
Liza
Liza's
Smile, Olga. Don't be afraid. Okay, well, so tell me please, what's the person's job? What's her job, please?
She is successful British singer.
Quite right. Is she popular, Ina?
Yes, she is.
Yes, she is. What's she famous for?
She famous for her beauty and voice.
For her voice and beauty, yeah, quite right. Well, good for you. And now, you're going to watch the second part of the video. So I'm going to hand out cards. Yes, so have a look at them. Watch the second part of the video and complete the following sentences with missing words. Be attentive. So, just a minute. Page 1. Please complete the sentences with missing words. Okay, so now watch the second part of the video and complete the sentences with missing words.
Pleasure of meeting Lisa Smythe in person and found out for us.
From rags to riches. Liza Smythe is a successful British singer. Her smiling face appears on the covers of international magazines, and every year she travels to many different parts of the world to perform concerts for millions of fans. However, life used to be very different for this bright young star from Liverpool.
8 years ago,
Says Liza,
I lived in a small terraced house with my parents and 3 brothers. It was very cramped. We didn't have a lot of money, so I used to work as a cleaner at the local hospital to make ends meet. I used to buy my clothes from second-hand shops. I was quite plump back then because I liked eating chips and chocolate. In my free time, I used to sing in the college choir or go for walks on the beach. I didn't used to go to clubs because they were very expensive. I used to listen to the radio a lot though. I learnt all the words to every pop song, and people hired me to sing at parties. My friends liked my voice a lot, so they persuaded me to send a cassette to a record company. That's how it all started for me. 3 weeks later, I received a phone call from the company, and my life changed completely.
today, Liza lives in a large house with a big garden just outside London with her husband and young daughter. She is much slimmer now and looks very elegant in her chic designer clothes. She is constantly on a diet and goes to the gym every day to keep her body in shape. In her free time, she enjoys going to the theatre or to parties. Liza's lifestyle has changed a lot since those days in Liverpool.
I think I'm very lucky to lead the life I do today. It's not easy though, because I don't have the privacy that I used to have. Still, I have a lovely family and
So please complete the sentences. Complete the sentences with missing words. The quickest to finish it. Have you finished? Yes. Well, thanks. Give me your card. Please. Well, exercise 16. Over here, students' books. Page 16. Exercise 22. So you can see the text about Liza's smile. The first thing you should do is to put the paragraphs in the correct order. So skim the text, look through the text quickly, and put the paragraphs in the correct order. Please start. So you just having looked it through, and now so tell me please, which paragraph should be the first one? Ina?
Paragraph C.
Paragraph C. Yeah, quite right. What about the second paragraph? So which paragraph should be the second one? Paragraph A should be the second one. You are right. Well, what about the third paragraph? Paragraph D, and the last one is paragraph B. Quite right. Well, good for you. And now look at the text and find the sentences with the structure used to and translate them into Ukrainian. Please find the sentences with used to. Read them and translate war, please.
I used to work as a cleaner at the local hospital to make ends meet.
So, translate it into
Я
Ukrainian.
працювала прибиральницею в місцевій лікарні, що вмістить медичні цінності.
Oh, very well, good for you. You're right. Well, Ina.
I used to buy my clothes from second-hand shops. Я зазвичай купувала мій одяг у секонд-хендовських магазинах.
Well done, Daniel.
In my free time, I used to sing in the college choir or go for a walk on the beach. У мій вільний час я співала в хорі в коледжі або ходила на прогулянки на пляж.
Speak louder, please. Well, any other sentences? Speak
I didn't used to go to clubs because they were very expensive.
They were very expensive. So, translate it to Ukrainian.
Я не ходжу до клубів.
Не ходила, да, до клубів?
Тому що це дуже дорого.
Це було дуже дорого. Well, thank you, boys and girls. And now, you just followed Liza's Smile's way here from rags to riches. And now, so you're going to prove that your lifestyle has changed for the best. Yeah. So now you're going to work in two groups. I want you to read the first part of the text about her past life in detail. And remember as much information as possible from the text, yeah? So these questions will help you, Well, and you are going to retell the second part of the text, yes, not her present life. And these questions will help you, okay? So and then you will have to compare your life then and now, and to prove that your lifestyle has changed for the best. Start. You've got time. Look at the screen. These questions, use these questions as points of plan, please. Now, my dear friends, close your student books. I want you to work with these, yes, and improve. Let's follow Liza's way from rags to riches. So let's start with her past life. Please, what can you say? Well, Nadia.
Liza's life is a successful, religious symbol. Her serene face,
Smiling face.
smiling face appearance on the covers of international magazines, and every year she traveled to many different parts of the world to perform concerts for millions of fans.
For millions of fans. So now, what can you tell about her life now? What does she do now? You have to talk about her past life. Yes, you to compare her past and present life. Please, what can you tell about her past life? Where did she used to live?
She lived in a small terraced house with her parents and 3 brothers. It was cramped.
Very well, good for you, thanks. And now, what can you tell me?
Today, Liza lives in a large house with a big garden with her husband and younger daughter just outside London.
Just outside London, she lives. Yeah, very well. What else?
The family didn't have a lot of money, so Liza used to work as a cleaner in the local hospital to make ends meet.
Ends meet, to make ends meet, quite right. And now, what can you tell about her life now?
Now she is rich and she has a promising career.
Very well, good for you. So what can you add?
She was quite blonde because she liked eating chips and chocolate.
Chocolate. Yeah, very well. And
In her free time, she used to go for a walk or sing the college choir.
to go for a walk on the beach, yeah? For a walk on the beach. Well, thanks. And now, what can you
Her
say?
free time, she enjoyed going to the theater or to the parties.
She just going to the theater or to parties, quite right. And what can you say about the way she looks like? What does she look like?
And
Now,
She's much slimmer now and looks very elegant and chic designer clothes.
and she wears
And she wears
designer clothes. Well, and so where did she used to buy her clothes in the past?
She used to buy her clothes at second-hand shops.
At second-hand shops. So you just proved that her lifestyle has changed a lot since her childhood. But has her lifestyle changed for the best or for the worst? For the best or for the worst?
For the best.
She is
Her.
lifestyle. Her lifestyle has changed for the best.
For the best, of course. So, and tell me please, how did she become successful? What helped her to become successful? Please, what helped her to become successful? What she worked hard, quite right. What else can you add?
She's a talented person.
She's a talented person, very well. What else?
She did her best to be what she wanted to be.
She did her best to be what she wanted to be. Very well, pupils. Yes, you are right. You should always remember that if you want to be successful, you must try hard to get what you want, to be what you want to be successful in life. And remember the famous quote, try not to become a man of success. Try to become a man of value. Be successful in life. Be people of value. Well, and now we should stop here now. So you've done lots of work today. You've worked hard. Most of you were active at the lesson. Some pupils were quieter. Yes, so I hope you will be more active next lesson. And now, so tell me please, what did you find the most interesting to do at the lesson? What was the most interesting thing to do at the lesson?
We learned new words on our English lesson.
At our English lesson. Yeah, we learned new words very well. So what else?
We listen to relaxing music.
Relaxing.
Relaxing music.
So you liked relaxing music, yeah? What else?
We played the game Kill the Fly.
Kill the Fly, yeah. It was fun, yeah? Well, and you learned how to talk about your past habits and your present life. And to compare your past life with your present one, yeah? And now, your home task for the next lesson will be to retell the whole text about Liza's smile. So retell the whole text about Liza's smile, and put down the words on your cards, into your vocabularies, yes, and learn them by heart. So your marks for today's lesson are, so Ina, your mark is 11, well done. Alina, your mark is 11, you were very active at the lesson. Yulia, your mark is 11. Natasha, your mark is 10. Olga, your mark is 9, because you've made several mistakes, yeah? Well, Nadia, your mark is 8, but I hope you'll be more active next lesson, okay? Then your mark is 10. Your mark is 10, and yeah, your mark is 9. Well, thank you very much. Stand up. Our lesson is over. Goodbye.
Goodbye, teacher.
See you soon.